Hello and welcome to Board Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And this is our review of Haunted Lands by Ludus Magnus Games. In Haunted Lands, you and your friends will take the role of perceivers, trying to protect the land of Kalina. You're going to be trying to banish ghosts who have appeared on the land as your residents have tried to be prosperous and create buildings, but the ghosts are stopping you. So you have to wander around the lands, collect resources, and convince them to leave so everybody can be prosperous together.
The game plays 2 to 4 players. It's around 60 minutes. It's designed by our friends Leonardo Romano. And yeah, you can find it on pre-order on the Ludus Magnus Studio website. We're gonna leave probably the link somewhere. And yeah, we really like this game.
Really like it.
Should we have a look how these things play?
Let's see how it plays, absolutely. So your perceiver can do quite a few different things on their turn. You can move by flipping your movement tokens with different amounts of tokens needed for different terrain, and you can move into a space. You could also banish a ghost. You can flip a banish token over to chat to this ghost and convince them to leave, with it being much more difficult as you get later in the game, needing more banish tokens to do it. You can harvest the land. Once you flip that over, you're going to get a resource matching the land type that you're on. In this case, you're going to get some wheat. You can then build as well by flipping this token over, the build token. By building, you're going to spend the resources that you need to build that particular building, put a building on there, and stick a little cube to tell everyone that it's yours. You could then spend your resources in the town for more money, or you can spend them to train, to upgrade and get extra skills for the rest of the game. So Matt, there's a lot to unpick here. This is basically just a Euro game, right? It's a pure Euro game.
It is, and the good things of the game that it's not heavy Euro game. I'm not the biggest fan of Euro game in general.
That's true. That's me.
That's more you. That's fine. Everybody's got its own taste.
Don't kink shame me.
But I found this game is really entertaining. It's got a lot of like different mechanics from the Euros. You got a little bit of work placement, a little bit of area control, a little bit of 4 axes. It's so a little bit of resource management. So there's a little bit of everything that a Euro game normally has, but in a very interactive way. First of all,
yeah, absolutely,
and in a very funny way, and it's not, and in a very thematic way. So the game looks, as all the Ludus Magnus studios, the game looks amazing. Each, like, the production will touch it later, but I'm finding this an amazing game for even someone that does not love Euro games. So yeah, well done, guys.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, and there is so much to really unpack for something that is really light to medium at the most, really, in terms of its complexity. You've got this really wonderful, I suppose, action selection type mechanism where you have these tokens which represent your actions. You can move around this hex map by flipping your movement tokens over. You can banish the ghosts by flipping the banish tokens over. You can harvest resources by, guess what? Flipping the harvest token over, and then you can build buildings by flipping your buildings tokens over. And you're going to start with a certain amount of these, but you can actually increase those over the course of the game by training and advancing and increasing your abilities. And even better, not only can you do sort of more things, you can get special skills as well as part of the training, and these are great, I think.
Yeah, it's all. The fact that these ones are cards, or these skills that you can buy every game, you draw like a different ones.
There's loads of different ones in the box.
That makes this game, every time you play it, it's gonna be. It's not like one strategy will always win. It depends on what kind of cards are gonna be on the board, what kind of like special achievement cards you're gonna pick for your game, and sometimes it depends on a roll of a die.
Sometimes, like in today's game, literally come down to a roll of the dice. It was a really, really close one. You're going to be scoring points in a number of ways as well. You're going to get points for sometimes banishing ghosts if you roll the right dice result, or if you've got the right skill, you'll get points for doing it as well. You're going to get points for upgrading your abilities. Each of these skill cards that have different passive effects on them will also give you some points. You're also going to get points sometimes, if you've got the right skill card, for selling things. It's a really nice, interesting little package that, again, isn't too complicated, and the scoring is all public as well. You can always see how many points people have got on this track, which is good, because you want to kind of manage how far ahead you are or how far behind you are, right?
Because there is a very interesting catching up mechanism, so whoever comes first does not
They don't get any of these.
pick any of the secret scoring objective, while all the other players will get 1 or 2 cards. That means that, if you first for the entire game, you don't get any secret objective. That means that at the end of the game, you're probably gonna lose. So you wanna always try to be in the middle of the pack, trying to turn around. But at the same time, is that's what I found that is really, really nice of this game. If you're last by you got 20 points from the winner, a lot of games you will be like, what's even the point of me trying? Well, with this catch-up mechanism, you are always in the game.
You're always in the game. There's always a chance.
So that's the beauty of these games, I guess, and that's why if we wanted to start talking what this game is for, in my head, this game is for every board gamer. Or every board game is the one have an introduction to Euro games without being I remember back in the days when I started playing Euro games, every time I was like, Jesus, this is too much.
Or brown farming simulator.
Exactly. I found this game is probably for someone that needs to be introduced into the games, or people that just want to have a good time with a game that has the mechanics that you love in a Euro game, but not going into that heaviness of a proper big Euro game.
Big thick Euro, like Agricola or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. It also does some really interesting things as well, because kind of like Living Forest, there's this shared failure state, which is...
we forgot about it. That's an amazing mechanism.
Yeah, great mechanism, where we have these ghosts on the board, which, again, beautiful, we'll talk about those later. They're going to be added at the start of every round, basically, every round. And if you fill up the entire board with them, then everybody loses. So you've always got an invested interest in making sure that you banish at least 1 or 2 of them every turn. Otherwise, it's good for you because you're going to get some reward for it. But also, everyone loses if you don't.
Exactly. So it's that element of a greater value. It's
the greater good.
The greater good that everybody needs to work together to continue the game. Otherwise, everybody loses, and that's it. You can have as many points as you want. You will still all lose.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really, really great as well, because the ghosts have different abilities depending on how difficult you want to make the game. You can either have them where they'll make movement into them more difficult, or you can have them where they'll stop you harvesting resources. Or, I think the most difficult, most horrible one, they'll stop your buildings generating resources. That is really nasty. And if you want to be really hardcore, you can combine all of those together to make a super difficult and challenging game. And I like that there is a scalability of difficulty as well. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, it is. Again, it can be pretty laid back game session. Could be more complicated. I think the one that we just played, we played it
medium difficulty, I think.
Medium difficulties. And we played with 4-player, 3-player, and today with 2 players. And we found that probably the 2-player is the most kind of tricky to play.
Very difficult. I think it's really fun, but it's very different.
And we were head to head the entire time with a 4-player. It's kind of like a different type of game.
It's a very different feel.
You need to think about different things rather than, I don't know, instead of collecting resources, it's more tactical where you're gonna be. But that's the beauty of these games. You got the main Euro mechanics that in a 4-player, you need to be more tactical, so it's more like the work placement things. While with the 2-player games, it's more like resource management, or when to get the resources. That was my feeling overall of the.
Yeah, and I think also in a 2-player game, you've got to be much more focused on the ghosts, because there's not enough of you to take the ghosts.
Yeah.
Right. So, in a 4-player game, ghosts they'll get taken out. Right, they're quite relatively
to call
easily.
the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, exactly. Who are you going to call? And the buildings are amazing as well. And what makes it even more interesting is when you put buildings out on the board, you can't put ghosts there. So the map gets smaller.
Smaller and smaller, yeah.
So when you're trying to put ghosts and you can't put ghosts anywhere, you lose. So it's really, really fascinating. I think they've done a fantastic job with the mechanisms.
Absolutely.
But it's not just the mechanisms. The production of this game is wonderful. So let's talk about the production.
All right, production-wise, again, if you know Ludus Magnus Studios, you know like how much care the guys put in every single production. Every single piece is very well done. It's very well designed. It's the guys do premium games.
They
the
really
guys
do,
do premium games, and this definitely falls in that categories. All the wooden double painted,
Double screen printed.
Everything is just like super good. All the cards is like it's the good stuff. It's the good stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just look at it. It's so beautiful. I mean, I think the art design is about as perfect as it can possibly be for a game like this. It's whimsical, it's interesting, it's got a little bit of sort of Studio Ghibli inspiration in it,
you're right.
The
Absolutely.
no-face type thing. So there's a couple of like things in here. There's loads of beautiful little interesting, intricate Easter eggs all over the map. There's like a dragon under some ice, and then there's Gandalf, I think, still sneaking around somewhere. You got it's just fantastic, like a fairy tale, like a grim fairy tale.
Yes, yeah.
I think it's absolutely beautiful art design. I mean, really amazing. But even beyond the art design, like you say, the components are great. And for 49 euros, Matt.
This is a lot. Like
there's a lot
of like wooden,
chunky wooden meeples.
Yeah, just like a lot of them.
All double screen printed, all varnished, all different shapes.
And then you got your heroes one. Each building is separated meeple.
Yeah.
The ghosts, and it just like absolutely.
You've got even like double thickness boards for everything.
Yeah.
So or thicknesses and a half. So nothing slips around. The same with the main board as well. It's got little slots to put little cubes in as well. Just keeps everything in place. They thought about it really deeply to make the playability of it, the ergonomics of it, like basically perfect. I mean, I think it's a phenomenal production. I think it's flawless.
Yeah, and it looks great on the table, guys. It's just like, it plays well. It looks good. So,
first thing when we saw this at Spiel, I walked past it and went, "What's that? I want to play it."
Yeah, just like little story. Like we were at Spiel back now in October. Feels like a lifetime.
I know.
And we went to see the Ludus Magnus stand. It was normally like all the good games that they got, and we were literally like the first tables. We were like, "What is that?" And we started out. We managed to get a play testing. We managed to speak with Leonardo Romano, the designer. We'll put the interview link somewhere around
there
here.
Somewhere.
Fantastic. A gem that we discovered at Spiel.
Absolutely. And there's not been enough buzz about this either, so I think that's a real shame. So you should 100% check it out. And the production is phenomenal. Gameplay, absolutely fantastic. Anything else you want to touch on with the production there, Matt?
I think I just want to reiterate how good everything is.
Other than these chunky dice, which are also fantastic.
Wooden dice. Everything is like the value for money. If we're talking literally like value for money, this is much more than the price point. Yes. I think.
I've played more for games that have less in the box.
Less. Yes.
So 100%. This is a fantastic production. Okay, Matt. let's talk your final rating and your final thoughts on Haunted Lands by Ludus Magnus Studios.
I definitely say that this for me is a 5 out of 5. Is for a non-heavy Euro lover. To me, this is the best Euro I can play.
Yeah.
Again, it's probably not as deep as others, but here we don't give the votes based on is it deeper, or it's more heavy than this or that. It's just how the game is. So do you
How
like
much
the
fun do you
place?
have? Yeah.
Yes. Do you have fun? Yes. How does it look? Beautiful. 5 out of 5.
Easy peasy, and this is one of my games of the year. This is easy, a 5 out of 5 for me as well. I think it's a slam dunk from Leonardo Romano and Ludus Magnus. I'm shocked I'm not seeing infinitely more hype about this game. We didn't hear about it before we got to Spiel.
No. I think it's gonna come. The fact that it's on pre-order now.
Yes, which you should go and do.
Yeah, the fact that the guys did not put this on Kickstarter, I believe. I think it went straight on retail. Probably went a little bit under the radar.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, literally check this one out. And for that price, you're getting an amazing game that plays so well. It looks so good.
Play with a wide variety of people, under an hour and a half easily.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Plays well at all the player counts as well. I think it's absolutely fantastic. One of my games of the year. That's Haunted Lands by Ludus Magnus Studios. But what do you think? Did you manage to snag a copy of Haunted Lands at Spiel? And has our conversation about it convinced you to pre-order this beautiful game? And you really should. Let us know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, make sure to smash that like button and the subscribe button along the bottom here. And check out the rest of our videos if you like what we do. And actually, we've got a podcast on this one as well. So if you want to hear about what we think in more detail with the other guys from Bored Stupid North, go check that out as well. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you again real soon.
Ciao.